you are just joining me, hi everyone on Facebook now too. I am so excited to talk about this. This is like one of those on the whim things. Exactly. Everybody is just living and learning. Thank you, Rachel, from the Rachel Project for sharing that with me and with us. So I really want to make this a very interactive and vibrant conversation with us today. As you can tell, I'm all fired up to be talking about this. And I'm just waiting for the Facebook crew to come on as well. Otherwise, my friends on Instagram, you can start to ask me questions about how you're feeling about seeing all this perfectness and feeling a little bit left behind. But so I was listening to a podcast yesterday, and I was very I got all fired up just listening to her, and it was the Business Chicks Live podcast, and she was she was just sort of reiterating all about how we will see things on Instagram and social media, and we'll meet other business people, and we'll think that everybody has their stuff together and that it's just unicorns and rainbows over there, right? And we'll think that so many people are joining. Thank you for coming, guys. And sometimes what happens when we're looking at these things is that we start to get down on ourselves, right? We start to think that, oh my God, I don't have my shit together. So I'm going to be straight up with you guys. Like, I should have probably done more more advertising that I was going to be talking about this today, but things were busy this morning and I didn't get a chance to really push this as much as I wanted to. So here I am. My kitchen's a mess. Stuff is not perfect. So if you're watching this right now, I want you to comment and tell me something that's maybe not as perfect for you right now. I want to encourage you, let's just get real and raw here about stuff that maybe is not as perfect as it should be for you right now. So for me, it is. My kitchen is a complete mess this morning. I threw this together for us to talk about today just because I was so inspired about it. And probably if I had my shit together, I would have just, let more people know about the fact that we're going to be talking about this. But if you're new to me, my Savvy Business Show does happen every week at Wednesdays at 11 a.m. And I normally interview other entrepreneurs. If you want to be interviewed, do get in touch with me. But this happens every Wednesday. When I'm doing it by myself, sometimes I do just pick things that I'm very excited and passionate about in the moment. So I'm really wanting to hear from you guys too. If you have been experiencing that you feel a little bit like a fraud and you're like, oh my God, everybody else's stuff is so freaking perfect all the time. So yesterday in the podcast, Business Chicks was just talking about, how nowadays you'll see business people having 5 photo shoots a year. And when you're scrolling down Instagram, it's just perfect photo after perfect photo. You see people do these massive launches and everything seemed to be going just amazing over there. And how that then can get us to start to feel like we are completely lost, right? So the thing is that we have to remember is that things go wrong all the time for everyone. You may be looking at your favorite girl crush business owner right now, and you may think that she has the perfect system, she has the perfect team, she has the perfect hair, and that can then start to really mess with your psyche. So why we're having this conversation today is for you to specifically realize that by comparing yourself with others and thinking that everybody else has it better than you or that they are perfect, you are actually then making yourself not as strong as you can be, right? You're holding yourself back. And what happens when we do that is that we are not going forward in our businesses as we can, right? So I want to kind of call out a couple of things that we're doing here that we can stop doing, that will help us to move forward in our businesses. So number one, business is messy. Things are like, business is just messy. The sooner you can accept that, the better. And then the second thing is also, you want to stop comparing yourself with other people, because we're all different, right? Like, we're all at different levels of business, but besides that we're all at different levels, is we're different people. We have different values. We have different goals for ourselves. We are completely just unique human beings, right? And the more we compare ourselves with other people, the more we are going to become vanilla versions of ourselves, right? And that is completely then going to kill our businesses, because then you're not going to be as unique as you want to be. You're not going to be as strong. You're not going to get out there in the way that you want to. And on top of that, when you're comparing yourself with other people, we often forget that that person may have been at this for 20 years already, right? And you're just getting started. I remember I would look at Marie Forleo's stuff, and I would go like, oh my God, I want my stuff to be like hers and as polished and as finished and everything. But Marie's been going at this for a very long time. She has a very large team of people who help her. And me, if you're just joining on Facebook, I have us going live on Instagram as well. So if you see me looking away, I'm looking at them. But what you want to remember is, like, you are your own person, and you are where you need to be exactly right now, with your mess, with your success, with everything. And so, Rachel, thank you for being so active here on Instagram with me. If you're on Facebook, please do comment if you have something to say. She says, I always tell people that leaders need leadership. Also, because we are all learning. Nothing is perfect. That's so wonderful, Rachel. Thank you so much for sharing that. So there you have it, right? Like, we all need some leadership. We all need someone to lead us and help us to just be ourselves. So when you are comparing yourself to other people, you are setting yourself up for huge failure, right? So stop doing that. Now, how do you stop comparing yourself? Well, number one is, if there are people who you're currently following who are triggering you, right? Who you're like, immediately when you see their stuff, you're like, oh my God, my life sucks and I'm so not like as good as these people. Make sure that you rather unfollow them for a while, just for a little bit, because we all get triggered. It's natural. It's human. It happens for all of us. So maybe just unfollow them for a little bit until you build up your confidence again, and you know that it's okay, that stuff's messy, that things aren't going exactly your way, and that's okay, right? You are where you are right now, and where you are at is completely perfect. Then the other thing is trap 2, that people go into, and I remember I used to do this quite a bit, is I would think that when other people are shining brightly and they are being super successful, that somehow diminishes my value and what I have to offer, and somehow there wasn't enough room for me also to be as successful, right? And this was something that really was with me for quite some time, and I had to really work through this. And what I want you to remind you of is, like, life isn't a competition, right? Life is not a competition. It isn't about who's like got the perfect hair and who's got the perfect marriage and who's got the perfect life. And there's only one person who can be successful in business, right? Everyone can be successful in business. There is more than enough for every one of us to go around. And other people's successes is actually just a sign to us that there is, and there will always be, the opportunity for us and ourselves to succeed, right? So rather than letting someone else's success make you go, oh my God, my stuff isn't as beautiful, my back office is a mess, whatever it may be, remember that you are awesome and you don't have to think like that when you see other people succeed and other people shine. So I want to just ask everybody who's watching, if you are watching, like, tell us a little bit about, like, how are you coping with when you feel other people's stuff is so successful and so beautiful and you yourself feel like you are a mess? Like, how do you get yourself out of that frame of mind? What makes you okay with the imperfections in your life? Like, how do you deal with that? If you're here, like, comment. I'd love to know, specifically my Instagrammers and my Facebookers here. If you're brand new, I'm going sort of live on both sides here today. We're already 10 minutes in here. And I would love to know, is there something in your life right now that's messy, that's maybe not as perfect as you want it to be, and it's letting you feel, or it makes you feel like, oh, I'm not good enough, or it's keeping you back in your business? And if so, then, do share it with us. I was just sharing earlier with people here, my kitchen is a complete mess. The reason why you're just hearing about this Facebook Live right now is because I listened, or Instagram Live right now. I just listened to a podcast about this yesterday, about how we nobody is perfect, and stop thinking that it is. All right, so it doesn't seem like we have too many questions here, which is totally fine. But one thing that I want to remind you of is that, when you do find yourself feeling like a fraud, or feeling like, everybody's got their shit together, please do remind yourself that everyone has stuff that's, hi Amy, thanks for joining. Everybody is just dealing with stuff that maybe they're not showing us, and no one is perfect. Business is certainly not perfect, so let it be messy. And I want to encourage you to share with us if there's stuff that's not going right now, then share it with us, because the more we can get, like, vulnerable and authentic and really share with other people that, hey, it's okay, you can mess up, the more we're actually going to empower each other to take risks, to really rise to the occasion and become better in our, just better people all around. So Rachel is saying the best way, I think, to handle that is to give love to someone else, and they will give love. I teach women to sow seeds of love and appreciation into people's lives. You'll get it back. Oh, I love that, Rachel. It's so wonderful, right? And so you can come up with little mantras, right, for yourself too. Just if you see someone else do really well, like, say to them, wow, I'm so impressed by you. And you can even have a little mantra like, that person's doing amazing, I am just as amazing. And just embrace whatever comes your way. So thank you guys so much for watching. I know I rambled a little bit here because I was just so excited to get all of this out for us today. But if you are watching this later on the replay, ask questions. I'll always come back and we can totally get deeper on this. Hey, Nikita, thank you for joining. We're just about wrapping up right now. So please do watch the replay. I am so excited to have all of you here. It was lovely to just quickly share my thoughts on this with you, and I look forward to hearing what you have to say about this too. So bye guys, thank you, and have a good one.